Hi everybody, this is Stacy with All My Magical Things. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if you're new here. I'm Stacy and I like to journal in my Creative Commonplace book. And I do that by using a simple composition notebook that I've covered in stickers. And my definition of commonplacing is collecting wisdom, other people's wisdom, whether I've heard it, seen it, or read it. And the creative part is I use stickers and paper and paint and trims and fabric and whatever I come across to make it beautiful and make me want to come back and revisit the wisdom when I need it. So today our wisdom is coming from Instagram, and I have already wrote it down on this vintage note paper that we're going to use in the page today. And so I'll go ahead and read that to you, and then we'll get started. It says, "There's something kind of beautiful about knowing that the highest possible frequency you can emit is authenticity, that you really are the magic, that the key to unlocking miracles is found through staying true to yourself and radiating your own unique, divinely created light. There's something kind of beautiful about knowing that the sacred codes to tapping into a life of love, joy, and abundance are embedded within you. That the only thing life has ever asked of you is that you come as you are. There's something kind of beautiful about knowing that just being you was always enough." And that is from the account on Instagram at Zana Keithley. We've done a few of these from her recently. So okay, that is our wisdom for today. Now, some stuff I've collected to out of my stash. I have these word stickers, and I think the title is going to be "There's Something Kind of Beautiful," and I want to use that puffy part, beautiful. These are Simple Story foam stickers. I'm not sure, maybe I got them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, I'm not sure, but I want to use those today. I also have a Simple Story sticker book, and I don't know, it looks like there's some words and stickers in here that I'd like to use today, maybe. And then I went through my sticker sheet and I found these and these. I'm looking for like kind of vintagey ones, and I realized I don't have very many like vintagey looking stickers. And I'll show you why in a minute. Here's some alpha stickers that I also want to use with the title. This is some vintage stationery pack with the paper and envelopes, and I got this at Goodwill for 99 cents at one time. And what we're going to use today is just one of the envelopes, the pink envelopes. What else? And then this is coffee dyed paper, like ledger paper. My last video I showed you guys my junk journals that I'm in the process of making, and they had some coffee dyed paper in them. And I have not coffee dyed paper in a really long time, but it made me think about that. And I have, here is my tote of coffee dyed paper. There's just a ton of stuff in here, envelopes and stationery, bags, ledger paper, guest checks. And I thought, oh my gosh, Stace, you forgot all about this paper. So I thought we'd use that today, and that's why I'm, for the background, and that's why I was looking for like some vintagey kind of stickers. So I thought we would use, this is going to be our background for today. And I think we're going to do a one-page spread. Thought about doing 2 pages because of this was big enough, but I don't think it's going to work out. So we're going to do a 1-page spread. And I also have, I don't know, like digital kits people sell on Etsy. Once upon a time, guys, this has been like a few years, I had purchased some digital kits and I have not used any of them. I have cut pieces out. Like I have this whole box of things I've cut out from the digital kits that I purchased, but I have not used them. And I know like these are meant to be like junk journal pages. So you like fold them and put them in your junk journal. I believe these are Rachabella, if I'm saying that right. I'll try to actually find the name of the Etsy store and link it in the bio. link it in the description. I'll see you. But I thought, I love these flowers. And I know these are tags. But I thought this one we're going to use for our background today. And my thought is we're going to put this down and then we're going to cut out these flowers and make like an edge. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that's where we're headed with our something kind of beautiful. So I think the first thing I want to do is put this down for our background. So let's cut this to fit our page. See if I can make a line here. I'm doing this side because I want the holes. I thought that would look cool. And yes, once again, if I'd have been prepared, I could have got out my paper trimmer and this would have been a straighter cut. Oh, why do I have paper trimmers if I don't use them? I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys do that? Like, it's just a lot quicker and easier just to cut it instead of going out and getting the paper trimmer. You know what? We can probably slide it over because I can probably put some trim. I didn't pick out any trim yet, but I'm sure I can find some. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's put our double-sided sticky tape down. Okay, we're going to start here. The thicker this book gets, the harder it is to do this side of the pages with the hump. I've been struggling with that. The last few pages, like this one, see how it's popped up? And that one is popped up. So I'm struggling a little bit with that, but that's okay. That's okay. We're almost done with this book. Oh, I have to say thank you for the comments on my last video. A few of you had said that you love the rainbow journal, and I want to get started on that one. And to be honest, I have not sewed the signatures in yet since I filmed that video. So I got to get the signatures sewn in, and my hopes are that we can start working in that. A few of you had commented how you'd like to see that. And Linda, bless your heart, I asked for accountability and encouragement, and you definitely said you'd give that to me, that you would nag me if you didn't see that rainbow journal. So I appreciate that very much. I need that. I need that motivation. So, okay, let's see if we can get this on here right. I stick it down. Okay, that should work. I'll put that on. All right, there we go. Okay, so does anybody else coffee dye? This was only my second time coffee dyeing. When I first started finding junk journal content and all of that, all I seen was vintagey looking. That is all I seen. And so I thought that that's the only way that it could be done. So I quickly learned how to coffee dye. I have to, it's a lot of work. Do I sound like I'm whining? Coffee dyeing is a lot of work. Like, you got to dye it. And I don't know, I baked mine in the oven a little bit so it could dry. And I had papers everywhere, all through my kitchen, just laying out. And my family was like, what are you doing? And the whole kitchen smelled like coffee, which wasn't a bad thing. But they were quite confused with me. And the first time wasn't the greatest. I mean, of course, just like anything else you do one time. The second time was better, and I learned people use stencils. Oh my gosh, was I holding that up in your face? I'm sorry, guys. And and stuff like that. So I was trying that. I am just going to rough cut around these flowers. It's not going to be anything too perfect. I love the dragonflies on here too. I think I want to cut some of those out and use those. But yeah, we're not being meticulous. Oh, I'm doing it again, right up in your face. I'm not being meticulous about cutting this out because that would take all day. I think I'll leave that little butterfly. So I'm filming this Tuesday morning. Silly me. You know, I upload on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and I usually try to get the video done before the day it's being uploaded. But once again, life got busy. And I had it all ready. It was all ready to film. I've had everything sitting out for a couple days. Just trying to get up here to do it was a little tricky. We had some nice weather over the weekend, and so I don't think I need all of this, so I'm just going to cut it right here for now. And let's see how much we need. Oh, I got to cut down here. We had nice weather, so we did Grammy's Water Park for a few days. And my 3-year-old granddaughter is potty training. She's doing magnificent. Getting ready to go to school. Starts preschool this year. And her sister, she's also going to preschool. So that's exciting. Okay, so that's my thought. Like to put it around like that. Let's cut it right here. And I think we can use a glue stick for that. So let me grab my glue mat. Yeah, these flowers are so pretty. And Rachel Bella, I think that's how you say it. They have a YouTube channel. They have a Patreon. All the things. I know they were one of the first junk journaler, slow stitching, like all of that. First people I had watched, I believe. One of the first, anyways, on YouTube. Whoops, I'm ripping that. Get it together, Stace. And so, yeah, when I first learned about digitals, I printed off, I purchased some from them and printed them off. Oops, I got glue right there. And I have never used them. I don't know. I think I had that they're too nice paralysis. You know what? We were talking about that in another video, last video. Like they were too pretty and I wanted to save them for the perfect time. And the perfect time never came, of course, because that's not how this works. So I thought, okay, we're using them. We need to start using our things. And that's, you know, doing YouTube, starting YouTube was one of the reasons I started, so I could be held accountable and be motivated to use my things. Okay, so what I'm thinking, this is what I was thinking, okay? So hear me out. Tell me what you think. Was thinking of putting this envelope on here. I just love this color pink with these flowers. And taking this and making this into a pocket, okay? Or like taking the top off this envelope. Let's do that first. I'll show you my thought process. You guys tell me what you think. Okay, we can save that for something else. Does anybody else adore pink? I just love pink. I don't know. I'm a pinky girl. Okay, so use that for the pocket. Then I'm going to take this, stick it down in the pocket. Maybe come to there. Let the rose stick out because you know how I like to have things sticking out of my book. Let the rose stick out, stick that there. Okay, so that's my next thought. That's what we're gonna do. Let's put some sticky tape. Oh, you know what? I think, guys, I'm gonna cut this in half so we're not taking up too much of the envelope. Just so we have enough space to slide that down in. Or wait, no, I'm sliding it in the pocket. Okay, never mind. Never mind. You know what I mean? I'm sliding it inside the envelope. Not there. Okay. Get your head in the game, Stace. Put that there. So I guess I could have used glue stick, huh? All right, let's peel this off. Yeah, I could have used glue stick on here. I was thinking I was making it the pocket on the outside. Oh gosh, nothing wants to come off. I always say I use this duck brand because it's the easiest to peel. Today may not be the truth. No, it's going. Okay. All right. Okay, now I want to put this with the rose sticking out. So I want to make sure I get the right height here. Okay, stick that on. Now open up the envelope. Who does my idea work is the question. Open up the envelope. Why won't it slide in? Okay. Am I getting stuck on the back side? Okay, there we go. Oh, it's not sticking up as far as I wanted, but okay. All right, what do you guys think? So far, so good. Now, our title, I want to use, it's going to be There's Something Kind of Beautiful. And I think we'll put that right on the envelope. I feel like we need some more of those flowers up there, huh? We'll have to check that out in a minute once we get our title on. Okay. Now I'm not going to completely stick that down yet because I gotta see. You know how I am about not measuring this stuff. I'm having to rearrange it. I do not know where these stickers came from. They were in my stash. And it looks like they were like part of a sticker kit, maybe. I like the different fonts. Okay, I don't think we have a apostrophe. We'll have to draw that in. There's something. I hope this fits. I hope it fits. So how is everybody? Did you guys have a great weekend? Like I said, this is Tuesday, August 11th, I believe. Like we had a good weekend. We got a lot of water play and swimming in. So that was fun. You know me, I love the sunshine and the water. And my grandbabies do too. And we come in from playing, you know, lunchtime or snack time or whatever. and everybody's starving and tired. And I always say, you know what my grandma used to say, sunshine and water make you hungry and tired. They always giggle and say, I'm very, very hungry. Okay, we're going to have to move beautiful. All right, there's something kind of beautiful. So yeah, I enjoy reading you guys' comments. It always makes me smile. To hear what you've been up to hear what you thought of my page for that day, and your tips and tricks and ideas, because that's how that works. You know, we share our tips and tricks and ideas, and I so appreciate it. Okay, do we got it? There's something kind of, and we can put beautiful right there. Oh, that fits. Okay, that works. All right, we got that figured out. Now, on here, they have some hearts and flowers. So I thought maybe we can put a flower there. That's probably dangerous living on the hump, huh? We're going to live dangerous. Okay. And would a bigger heart be too big? No, I think we can make that work. Whoops. Let's put that one up there. Okay, we'll leave that for right now. See if we need more. Now, my other thing I was thinking, from this kit, where is it? There was these tags, or like journaling cards or whatever. Whoops, dropped my scissors. Let me grab those real quick. And what struck me with this whole thing, this girl, and she's writing, and I feel like that's her journaling in her commonplace book. And I thought maybe we could put her picture on here. I don't know if it's going to be too big, but let's give it a shot. But that was my thoughts when I was looking through this digital kit and I seen this girl. I was like, oh, she is journaling in her commonplace book. And so I thought, okay, this is her commonplace book. Now, we peel that up. She's going to be right on the edge. But I think that's the life we have to live. Okay, let's glue this down and then we'll put the G back on. I don't know, I just felt like this was the story. She was, we're going to have to move this flower down too. She was journaling in her commonplace book, and that's what she wrote today. Okay, now we'll put the G back in. There we go. That might need some glue sticks, some of those. And we'll put the flower back on. Sometimes after I film, I go back and I glue stick some of these stickers. Because a lot of my stickers, I shouldn't even say some, a lot of my stickers are like older. And so sometimes I'll go back, or I'll be flipping through and like a letter will be missing. So then I have to hunt for it on the page, find out where it went. and then I glue stick them on. Okay. This is not glue sticking well, is it? Let's put a little more glue on here. Okay, there we go. Oh, she's cute. I like that. This is like, I don't know, like completely different from most of my pages. I mean, we still got the color, but it's like a dimmed. And I kind of want to put some flowers there. So I wonder, even if I cut just these blue ones. And it's okay to chop these up like this because you purchase them, so you can print them again and again. You know what I mean? Like they're on your computer, the file, and you can just print them again when you need a tag because you chopped up one, like I'm doing. I do the HP printer deal. Do you guys know the ink deal? Well, I did the ink deal for a really long time, and then they came out with the printer deal that goes along with the ink. And I had just a cheap little printer. Oh, why did I cut that like that? I should have left the edge. Let's see. Well, anyways, I had a cheap little printer. And when they came out with the printer deal, I was like, oh yeah. There was 3 different levels of printers. I got the lowest level, which is still more amazing than my cheap little printer that I had. And you pay, I don't know, right around the same price, oh, maybe a little bit cheaper than what you paid for the ink. And you get the ink. The only thing is you never own the printer. You know, you're just renting it. But you get the ink right along with it, which I was paying for the ink anyway. And I think I have 100 pages a month that I do, which 9 times out of 10, I don't even use them all, to be honest. Some months I do. Most months I don't. But it is pretty cool. I appreciate it. Okay, that looks better. I like that up there. I thought I made a mistake, but it's okay. It turned out okay. All right, now, I don't know. I had these other stickers. I don't know that we need these. I don't know that they really match. I mean, if you take this out, then we've got this whole empty space. So let's see. Let's see if we have, well, those dragonflies. Where did that other page go that I cut? I like these dragonflies. Maybe we can put a couple of those spinning around here. And we're not super fussy cutting. We're roughly fussy cutting. I mean, luckily this coffee dyed paper and this paper kind of go together. It's not like if this was white, that would really show up against that background. Or if that background was white, you know what I mean? They kind of are the same kind of color, so that works. So I guess I didn't say anything about this wisdom today, did I? There's something kind of beautiful, and it's talking about authenticity and just being you, just showing up in life the way you are. You know, I know I've talked about this kind of stuff before, but I spent most of my life thinking there was something wrong with me, thinking I was different and I was weird and thinking I always had to be proving myself. I was an extreme people pleaser because I thought if I just do enough, people will accept me and love me and, you know, all the things that an insecure person thinks. And I spent most of my life that way. And like I said, about 15 years ago, I started on this journey of gaining some self-esteem and becoming the person that I was supposed to be all along. And it was this last year. I mean, I've made growth over those years, definitely. Gained confidence, that kind of stuff. But last summer, you know, I had the health problems and was down and out. And that like speeded up the rest of my healing and growth. Not that I've arrived. I'm not saying that. I still struggle with things. But I realized how important life is and what priorities are and just doing the things you love. And I decided that I was going to start to become the person I was meant to be, the person I wanted to be. And I remember that finding that Instagram account, Becoming Me in 80 Days. Her name is Marsha. And she put words to that, like what I was trying to do. And Becoming Me in 80 Days is what her account was called. And I was like, yeah, becoming the person I want to be. And so I've been working on that. And so this wisdom saying, you know, you are always fine just the way you are, you know, that being you, it was enough. And being authentic and not trying to be somebody because you think that that's where how you're going to fit, you know. And I found through all of this that your people will find you, and choosing a positive mindset and living in a joyful, happy state. I mean, accepting that, yes, there's troubles and there's hard times. Life's not easy. But also realizing that you're okay and you're doing the best you can, and that's enough. I don't know. I always ramble, don't I? Okay. We've got one little dragonfly poking out. All right. Now I feel like we need a dragonfly here. Do we have any more from this page that I just cut? Are dragonflies significant for anyone? I don't know if I told the story about the butterflies last summer when I couldn't do much, and I would sit on the porch, and it would take a lot for me to get down my stairs to go sit out on the porch. And so it would also take a lot to go back up. So I sat there. Once I got on the porch, I would sit there for quite some time. And because I just didn't have the strength to, it took a lot to go up and down the stairs. And so I would sit there for a long time. And there were hard days. There were hard days. A lot of the days were hard. And, you know, start to get down, and I'd be praying to God, you know, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to get well? Like all of that. And there was these blue and black butterflies, and I don't know the names. Most of the time we get like the yellow and black butterflies. Well, these were blue and black butterflies, and every day when I was sitting out there and I was, you know, talking to God and struggling, one of those butterflies would show up. And it even got to the point that sometimes they would sit right on my knee. And that was, you know, that to me, that was confirmation that my higher power, which mine is God, was saying, yeah, I got you. And this isn't forever. And you're going to be okay. And so now, that's super important to me to when I see, especially the blue and black butterfly, because we don't see them very often. And like I said, I don't know the names of different butterflies, but ours are usually the yellow and black. But this summer, my granddaughter has pointed out the blue and black butterfly twice to me now. She's seen it twice. And I was like, yep, that's just God reminding us that he's still here and he's still holding us up. Now the dragonfly, that's a different story. And it's not my story to tell. It's my daughter's, and so I don't feel like it's my place to tell that story about the dragonfly. But dragonfly is also significant in my daughter's story. But so, do you guys have any stories like that? Like you get a sign from the universe, your higher power, God, which whatever you choose to call it. Do you have any of those stories? I bet you do. I bet you do. Where it was the dark night of the soul. That's what I call it. It was the dark night of the soul. And in the middle of the desperation, God sent a sign and said, hey, I know this is hard and I know this sucks, but I got you and we're going to get through this. I promise. What is your sign? Like, do you have something significant like a butterfly or a dragonfly or something like that? I would love to know your stories, because I feel like even hearing somebody else's story, it encourages me. I don't know about you, but to hear those kinds of stories, I'm definitely encouraged in my own life. Well, that one kind of blends in, doesn't it? How many dragonflies am I going to cut? I don't know. I feel like I just need to fill up the little areas. Is that too big for there? Let's see. So yeah, let me know. Let me know your miraculous sign stories. Because, yeah, we all go through hard things. And it's really nice to have a community of people, or even person, to share those stories with and to hear their stories. It's encouraging, to say the least. Do we want to set that there? Yes, we do. Oh my gosh, I don't complain about the heat because I love it, but it is muggy. We had thunderstorm yesterday, and it's cloudy and gloomy this morning, but it needs to rain because it's super muggy. Oh my gosh, I went grocery shopping yesterday morning. I normally go grocery shopping on Sundays. Sunday I was busy, so I was like, oh, I'm going to go Monday morning. Should have went Sunday. Monday morning, it was like chance of rain. They were calling for thunderstorms, whatever. So I went out, and let's do one more dragonfly. I went out, and I go to two stores. I go to Aldi's, and then I go to Walmart. Those are the choices in my town. I live in a small town. But so I go to Aldi's, and you pack your own groceries at Aldi's. Well, I leave my bag in the car. My freezer bag has seen better days, and I just don't like to take it in the store. So I leave it in the car, and then I go out to the car and I pack my groceries. And when I go to check out and I go to walk out the door, it is pouring pouring. It's dark. It's pouring. I'm like, oh man. And there's nothing I can do. My bag's in the car. So I run out there and I open up the hatchback. You know, at least then I can stand under it while I'm bagging my groceries. So I do that. I get in the car. I'm soaking wet. Like I'm dripping wet. And all I want to do is go home. I don't have anything in the car to dry off with. I'm dripping wet. And I'm like, I still have to go to Walmart. I have to finish these groceries. So I get to Walmart. And it's not raining as hard this time. But it is still raining. And I'm still dripping wet because Aldi's is right down the street from Walmart. I didn't drive very far. So I'm still dripping. So I get in there, go to grab a cart. And you know, like they have the paper towels, you know, so you can clean your carts. I grab a whole bunch of those. I'm trying to dry off. I'm looking like a fool. Oh, well, I got to get my groceries. And I thinking to myself, well, I can't be the only one soaking wet, you know, like it's raining. And like, you know, I didn't see anybody else dripping wet. I feel like I was the only one. But okay. Maybe that was just my brain. But so I get through, get my groceries, get out of there. I'm so ready to go home. I go to walk through the parking lot to get to my car, and the parking lot is flooded. So now I'm up to my knees in water. I have jeans on. They are soaking wet up to my knees. Oh, that is miserable, wet jeans. So I'm driving home, and there's a couple different ways to get to my house, and I take the way that is less traffic. And it's like a hill in the woods. And I start up it and I see tree branches. And it's not raining anymore, by the way. Tree branches and everything on the road. And I'm like, oh crap, there's going to be a tree down. I'm not going to be able to make it through. I shouldn't have went this way. But, you know, I kept going. I get to the bottom of the first hill. And I go up the second hill. And lo and behold, there's a tree across the road. So I stop, I take a picture of it, I send it in the family chat. I'm like, well, I guess I won't be home yet. I got to turn around. So I had to turn around, go all the way back down the hill and go all the way around back to my house. Oh, I should have known better. I should have went shopping Sunday morning like I usually do. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to that rambling story. I don't know why that came out, but it did. What do you think? I think it's a little different. I didn't do any trim because we got the flowers on there. And we have our dragonflies hanging out. Now I feel like I need another dragonfly when you pull that out. Or no, wait. Would the puffy stickers cause too much problems there when you're pulling things in and out? I wonder. Can we get away with that? How about a little heart? That's probably going to cause more trouble than it's worth, huh? Let's see. Let's put this back in. I mean, it's not going to be pulled out very often, only if you're reading it, because it's already hard to get in and out. This is kind of tight. Oh my gosh, why am I having such a hard time? There we go. It already is kind of tight, so I guess I better not. Whoops, that's coming off. We'll put this heart right here. I like that gold. Let's see if we can do another flower. Oh, I feel like I'm going overboard, huh? We'll put that right there. Okay. We'll put some gold flowers in our garden. We need a little gold down here. Okay, that evens it out for me. All right. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Tell me what you think. Let me know, do you coffee dye paper, and do you have any tips and tricks to make it easier? Because it seems really, really daunting and a process. But I still have a whole stack of it, so I guess I'm not going through it anytime soon. All right, guys. Well, let's date this. Today is the 11th. Oh, and we did I put, yeah, I did put Zaina's name on there. Okay. 8/11/26. All right, guys, I guess that's it for today. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.